Hey guys, it's Jen, and I am back with the final installment of the Chain of Wealth podcast episode that I was on back in the fall of 2019. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about the YouTube channel and also what our plans are for the future. What are we doing next? How do we see this all playing out? And if this is the first one you're finding, no worries. I have the first two parts linked in the description box down below, so just go ahead there first. And also don't forget to head over to Chain of Wealth and check out their resources. They've got a great website. They've got the podcast with all of their episodes. There's over 200 of them, and a Facebook group. So you have all kinds of options from Denis and Katie, and they're providing some great tools. So make sure you go over there and check them out. If you like this video, make sure that you hit like down below. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so that you'll be notified every time I put up a new video. So let's check it out.
So I want to pivot a little bit away from your debt and more towards your YouTube channel.
Okay.
I want to ask, what was the motivation for your YouTube channel, and like what are some big takeaways that you've learned from having one?
Sure. So I started my channel about 2 weeks after we started living on a budget, and living on a budget for the first time in 9 years when we had been just spending ridiculously was a huge change. You talked about the lifestyle change and all of that. You know, it's the behavior change. We were forced into it. This is not a decision that we made willingly. We had considered it and walked away from it before, and this time we didn't have a choice. So when all of this was happening, I couldn't talk with my husband about the things that were going on because, I mean, I could to a point, but I really was worried about his health and what the burden of this would be on him and his illness. So I needed an outlet somewhere. And I had been watching others on YouTube. And so I thought, and how that happened was when the day I decided to write that budget, I Googled Dave Ramsey because I had been on Dave Ramsey's steps years back and living on a budget and that kind of thing. And so I Googled him, and along with all of his things came up all these real people who had YouTube videos about Dave Ramsey. So that's how I realized I had never really watched YouTube before, to be honest, except maybe the Jimmy Fallon clips that come up or the Jimmy Kimmel clips that come up in my Facebook newsfeed. So anyhow, you know, I realized that they're talking about what's going on. And that would be a great thing for me to do for me to talk about what's going on with us and having that outlet. And also I knew it would give me an accountability partner that I didn't have at home at that point in time. And my husband was limited in how much he could participate in this. And so I don't blame him at all. This was absolutely both of us getting into this, but when it came down to it and we had to figure out how to get out of it, I had to start it alone. And so YouTube was really a great outlet for me, and it turned into something. It's turned into so much more.
It's incredible when you put your goals out into the world, how you feel so much more accountable for them.
Absolutely.
When we started the podcast and, you know, I threw out there, I have $200,000 worth of debt. There was no way I was going to just, you know, not pay it off and quit, because now other people have heard it. So now I'm accountable. And I think that having the YouTube channel to hold yourself accountable, not only is it going to obviously help your debt payoff journey, but it's going to inspire other people to pay off theirs as well, because paying off debt really is probably one of the least fun things I could imagine having to do.
Yeah, amen. And here's the thing, it wasn't even that fun getting it all, right? I can't even tell you what I did to get it.
Right?
Yeah.
I feel the exact same way as I'm like wearing clothes that I've had since college still, and I'm 31. Like, I don't even have any cute outfits really to like appreciate all the debt.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally hear that part.
Money Clan. We're just going to take a quick break and then we'll dive right back into the Value Link round. Money Clan, Kate and I have recently started using Savvy Financial. If you'd like to check out their platform, head on over to chainofwealth.com/savvy. That's SAVVI. Savvy Financial is a tool that helps you gain control over your finances. The base subscription is totally free and it can help you organize all your financial accounts in minutes and get a sense of your overall spending and then set specific goals based on what you're trying to achieve with your money. Savvy Financial was built by a team of MIT-trained data scientists, and they offer world-class financial advice on retirement, refinancing, student debt, life insurance, and so much more. The advice that you're going to get is completely personalized and independent, so you're able to get a holistic plan of your finances. Savvy puts your best interests first and will recommend things based on what you're trying to achieve. You don't have to pay a human advisor thousands of dollars or waste countless hours struggling to build a plan. Savvy makes it super easy and fast. If you'd like to check out Savvy Financial, head on over to chainofwealth.com/savvy. That's SAVVI. Take control of your financial future in minutes with Savvy.
Okay, Jen. So I want to know, when you guys are done paying off your debt, what do you plan for your savings plan to look like?
Sure. So we are doing a little bit of retirement savings right now, partially because my husband has to. He's required to do a percentage. And also because I've got free money on the table and we need to take advantage of at least some of that. But when we get past being, the baby step 2 in the Dave Ramsey plan, we obviously need to also do our 3 to 6 months of expenses. We need to save that up. And when we're doing that, we're going to go ahead and jump to 15% at the same time. So we'll do that once we get our 6 months of expenses in the bank. Then I really want to pivot to a 40 to 50% retirement savings rate. And let me explain, we do not have time on our side. We are in our mid 40s and I believe we have about $25,000 in our retirement savings right now. So there's some more stupid for you. And we can't help our kids go to school because we were so stupid. So it's all around us and we are trying to, it's not just the debt, it's so many other things. And so we know that we have to save ourselves first. We cannot help our kids if we do not save ourselves first. So getting that 3 to 6 months of expenses, getting our savings rate to 40 to 50%, that's what we're going to have to do to be able to retire later.
Well, I think that is, you say you're not able to help your kids maybe financially now, but you're definitely setting a good role model path for them to see oh, wow, mom and dad got in a lot of debt and now this is what they've had to do. I don't want to do that.
Yes.
So you're definitely at least setting a really good example. So you can take away that.
Yeah. Our youngest just got his first job. He started his senior year of high school yesterday. He got his first job this summer. And so he has his first real money. And so he lives with us full time. The others lived with their mom. And so he lives with us and we have an opportunity here to try to guide him. We are not forcing him to do anything other than set 10% aside right now, because when he turns 18 later this year, we are going to help him open an investment account. So we set the requirement of 10%. So you have to live on 90% of what you make, whatever that looks like.
And it's good to start that as young as what you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but like you guys said, yes, you're going to have quite an ambitious plan to get to that point, but it is doable, and the nice thing is that going to, your 50s or 60s, those are really your big money earning years. So whatever you're making now, you're going to be making more money then. So being able to save a lot more will definitely be possible. So it's a case of right now, just getting out of that debt to enable you guys to help yourselves later on.
Yes, that is the plan.
So do you have a favorite book that you are currently into or you have found some great motivation from?
So first, let me be clear. I don't read a whole lot of books just because I have a hard time slowing down and doing that. And when I do, I go to sleep. So I am a true believer in the local library and their audiobooks. So I borrow audiobooks from them a lot. So recently I listened to The Millionaire Next Door. And when I borrow from the library, I get audiobooks for 21 days. I listened to The Millionaire Next Door 4 times.
Wow.
I could not get enough. I needed that motivation. It was earlier this year that I did that. And then another thing I did at that time was I put Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill on hold at that time. It took me until yesterday to get it. And I started listening to it this morning, and I cannot wait to finish reading this book.
It is so good.
They're both nuggets.
And when we Think and Grow Rich is the one with the secret, correct?
Yes.
I don't know the secret yet.
When we meet at FinCon, you will definitely have the book done. And I want to see what you think the secret is.
Okay, great.
Yes, because I have an idea what the secret is. And I always want to see if I'm right. So moving on, do you have a favorite quote that keeps you inspired and, working towards the next goal?
Sure. Yeah. So not long after we started this journey, I actually stumbled onto a quote from Dr. Steve Maraboli. He's a speaker and an author. And he says, take action. An inch of movement will bring you closer to your goals than a mile of intention. And that really speaks to me because once you start, whatever it is that you're working on, financial goals or anything else for that matter, you need to just keep going. And your path to financial freedom may be a tough one. I mean, when I look back at what has happened in the last 7 or 8 months for us, we got knocked down a few times, but you have to keep picking yourself up, dust yourself off, keep moving forward. Because if you take 3 steps forward and get knocked 2 back, you are still farther ahead than where you started. And I have several posts on my Instagram feed about that because I'm preaching to myself, reminding myself of that, how important it is to keep going no matter what. And you've got to move. If you don't move, you'll still be in the same place a month, a year from now.
It's so true. Slow and steady wins the race every time.
Absolutely.
Jen, we've absolutely loved hanging out today. Do you have the last parting piece of advice for our listeners? And then we'll say goodbye.
Yeah, actually, I want to say to anyone who's listening, it's never too late to start. So don't be discouraged, because at the time this was happening, I was 45 and I was like, we're 45 and we're tackling $250,000 in debt. And that didn't count our mortgage. So you just have to start, and you can find all kinds of help and inspiration and support online. It doesn't matter if you like to listen, to read, to watch, whatever it is, there is a medium for it all. And, the Chain of Wealth podcast might be a really good place for you to start.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. And, again, there's something for everyone. And also to those who are out there that are just getting started with your money, you're having money for the first time, it's never too early to start. And the same resources are available to you to help you avoid that same mess that we're in. So don't get here. I'm probably old enough to be your mom. Don't get to your 40s and be where we are right now. Please, please learn from our mistakes.
Money Clan, take those little steps and make a difference in your life. Today we've been here out with Jen. You can check out her YouTube channel. It's The Budget Bounce on YouTube. And thanks, Jen, once again for coming on the show. We've really enjoyed hanging out.
Thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed it.